Hey guys, Donette here. Proud and grateful recovering addict. So today was another I guess eye-opener for me. We talked about in our relapse prevention, we talked about anger. And how it is they call it a negative emotion, but it's not necessarily negative. It's an uncomfortable emotion, but it's what we do with that anger that can be negative or it can be positive. And so she asked us to tell a story about one of the last times that we were angry. Who was there, what happened, how we felt before we got angry. What other feelings that were there besides anger. And pretty much what happened. And the last time that I recall getting angry was with my best friend. We were having an argument, and he gave it to me, and he gave it to me good. He told me the truth as I needed to hear it. He said, "You're an addict. You're doing nothing with your life. You lost your kid. You're living in your mom's basement. You're on welfare. You don't have a job. You're going nowhere. You're nothing. You're nobody. Have fun being an addict the rest of your life." I was furious. But after the anger subsided, I sat there with myself. And I took a really good look at myself. And took a good look at what I was doing. Where I was going in life. And I realized something. Not a single thing that he had said to me was a lie. I couldn't dispute any of it. At the time, he may have meant it to hurt me. And it did at first. But that was exactly when I needed to wake up. Because, yeah, I was going down a very dark road that led to nowhere. I was completely lost. And he woke me up. I got angry. I got real angry. But that anger turned into my sobriety. Because of that anger, I got clean. Sometimes we need that anger. It can be our greatest motivator. And for me, it was. And when I told that story today, I got a really good look at how I can use that emotion, that uncomfortable emotion, in a positive way instead of a negative way. By not ignoring the emotion, because I mean, come on, we're all human. We're gonna get angry. None of us are perfect. But I know how to use that in a positive way instead of a negative way. And then after that, we touched on a subject that hit quite deep for me, and that is do you have neurotic guilt? Do you operate out of neurotic guilt? And I scored really high on that one. And but that just showed me where I need to put more work and effort into my recovery. Due to the past mistakes that I have made and due to my past trauma, I am very operative out of neurotic guilt. And I still am. I still do. But now that I know that and I'm aware of it, I know now how to start changing that. Instead of being guilty, over anything and everything, which I tend to do. I blame myself for everything, even for shit that's not mine. It's not mine to carry. I have to change that and start putting in positive affirmations instead. Because honestly, I'm a good person. I am a good person, and I do have a good heart. I made a lot of mistakes. But at the time, I was doing the best with what I knew. And you can only know what you know. You can't know any more than what you know. And all of this stuff that I know now, I didn't know back then. I didn't know how to deal with my past trauma and how to deal with my current trauma. I didn't know how to deal with an abusive partner, with one who was also mentally ill. I didn't know how to deal with all the spiritual connections that was happening to my mind and body and to his. I didn't know how to deal with addiction. I didn't know how to deal with a lot of freaking crap that I went through. I had no idea. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I just did the best that I could at the time with what I knew and what tools I had at the time. And I have to forgive myself. And that is one of the hardest things for me to do. It's easy for me to forgive anyone and everyone else. I don't hold grudges. I forgive every single person who ever did me wrong. But forgiving myself? Wow. Forgiving myself is a hard one. It's something I'm still working on. It's something that I'll be getting into here. I'm in a safe place in order to do that. But today really cemented it in for me how much work I still have to do. Especially not coming from a place of neurotic guilt anymore. I can't be guilty for these things that were out of my control and things that I, didn't intentionally mean to do. So instead of being guilty and coming from a place of shame, I have to replace those thoughts with positive things about myself, which is another hard thing for me to do. It's very easy for me to look at myself and tell myself everything that's wrong with me. But it's a whole other thing for me to look at myself and tell me things that I love about myself, tell myself what my strengths are, what I'm good at. And that's something that is kind of hard for me to do. I can tell you anything and everything that's wrong with me very easily. But when somebody comes up and asks me, what are you good at? What are your strengths? I don't know. I know that I am a very compassionate person. I am very understanding. I don't judge. I like to see the big picture. I like to see all sides, all perspectives. I'm a very loving person. I'm a very joyful person. I like to see things as sunshine and rainbows and butterflies. It's not always that way, but that's the spin I like to put on life. I like to see the positive in every outcome and situation. I like to take something that is ugly and make it into something that's beautiful. I think that's my biggest strength, is my ability to take something ugly and make it into something that's beautiful. So yeah, I have a lot of work to do. I'm just gonna check my journal. So I read in our reading today, it was out of the book, and the book was Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, because it's all small stuff. And I forget which chapter it was, but be aware of the snowball effect of your thinking. So being aware of how quickly your negative and insecure thinking can spiral out of control is a powerful technique for becoming more peaceful. So if you crave peace, if you want peace in your life, start by becoming aware of your negative and insecure thoughts. The more absorbed you get in the details of whatever is upsetting you, the worse you're going to feel. The solution is to notice what's happening in your head before your thoughts have a chance to build any momentum. The sooner you catch yourself in the act of building your mental snowball, the easier it will be to stop that train of thought. So instead of obsessing about your upcoming day and seemingly endless tasks, consciously nip it in the bud right away. Stop your train of thought before it has a chance to get going. You can then focus on how grateful you are for your awareness of thought instead of on how overwhelmed you're feeling. Focus on gratitude. Remember that filling your head with thoughts of how overwhelmed you are only exacerbates the problem by making you feel even more stressed than you already do. Practice this gratefulness exercise the next time you begin to obsess on your busy schedule. Just take a minute, breathe, collect your thoughts, and just become aware of them. And then come from a place of gratitude for your awareness of your thoughts. Just simply do that and practice that every single time that you start to become stressed. Do that and it'll help. Anyways, that's my advice for the day. And my spiel for the day. I'm tired. It's going to be a lunar eclipse tonight at 3 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around there. And I want to see it, so we're going to try and wake up at about that time and see if we can see it. So I'm going to try and go to bed early. Well, it's not really early, it's already almost 11, but yeah. Anyways, I need to get some sleep in, so I'll talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.